Welcome guys, thank you so much for joining in. So in this video guys, I'm going to show you some very interesting scenario unfolding right now here with Bitcoin price action, and later in this video we are also going to talk about Ethereum price action. So if this is exactly what you wanted to see, then please guys hit that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Now let's start this analysis right away, because if you look at the price action of Bitcoin in a daily time frame, we were expecting this move to happen at least towards this 58,000 range before price chooses the trend direction, as you were aware, because I showed you according to this Wyckoff accumulation phase or even this Stan Weinstein, this uphill run. According to this example, price, as soon as we break out of this trending range, right, and flip this resistance into support, we start with a new uptrend. And this uptrend, if you look at this closely, it usually starts forming higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern and head here to the upper direction. And in our case, we have said, since we have also broken out of this previous temporary resistance line, even came back to retest the previous line, you can see here, flipped it into support, and now we are starting this new move here to the upper direction. So we have said, if this trend is going to continue, then we are going to focus more of this higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern inside this ascending channel and price heading to the upper direction. Because if you want to look at this price movement, just like as shown here in an example from Stan Weinstein, making higher highs, higher lows, you can see I will show you a very similar scenario that could be unfolding next here in price action of Bitcoin. So this is also in a daily time frame. Let me show you this one scenario, because if you are aware, if you look at this price action of Bitcoin, you can clearly see we are following this ascending channel, right, and making higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern. But if you look at this, you can see falling wedge, broke out of this upper line area, we had a really nice move to the upside. And if you look at this one here, we had another falling wedge breakout type of scenario playing out here as well. So now, as you can see, as soon as we broke out of this upper line area, we had a really nice move here to the upper direction here as well. As soon as we broke out of this upper line area, we had a really nice move here to the upper direction. So now what I'm actually expecting is a scenario here in this manner, guys. If you look at this price structure, right, I am actually expecting to show a movement here in this manner. I'm not saying it has to play out, but I am expecting some sort of a movement here in this manner to play out for Bitcoin, also forming another falling wedge type of scenario, breakout, and then price again continue this rally here towards the all-time high. Because we are aware in a weekly, the price of Bitcoin has already found support above this middle of the channel. Whenever we have found support above the 50 level or the 50% of Bitcoin local growth curve, the price has always tested the new Fibonacci line that was 61.80, and in our case that is lying around 67,000 price range, and that could also be a new all-time high for Bitcoin. So that's why guys, that's why right now I am actually expecting maybe around this 58 to 63,000 range. After that, we could see some sort of again a small price retracement, price coming towards this lower line area of this ascending channel. Maybe that could be around 51 to 52,000, and again continue this rally here to the upper direction. And guys, now if you look at this price structure in a smaller time frame, you can see here. So guys, as you can see, we have talked about this Fibonacci extension line in a 4-hour time frame, and why these lines are so important for Bitcoin, because we can see very clearly yesterday we were expecting this price of Bitcoin to see a movement at least towards this 58,000 range before choosing a trend direction. We came there, we almost reached the 58,000 range, but before that we saw some shakeout on our way. So if we, right, if we do flip this resistance of 58,000 and can turn it into support, as you can see, our next target according to this Fibonacci extension line is going to be this 100%, and this 100% Fibonacci extension line is lying around 63,000 price area. So this is what I see right now the price of Bitcoin doing. If we flip this 58,000 resistance into support, then I am expecting the price of Bitcoin to head towards this 63,000 range. But if you do see strong rejection around this 58,000 and price also showing some sort of a weakness, then we are aware according to these Fibonacci extension lines, our support is lying around this 0.618, and the most important support lying between this 51 to 52,000 range. So for the immediate short term, if you do see any sort of a shakeout, for me the 54,000 is going to be one strong line of support, and the extreme strong support in case of bigger pullback 51 to 52,000. And I strongly believe the price is still going to continue this rally here in this manner. because I just showed you with the previous example, this is still a higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern type of scenario, right? In this way. So these are some of the scenarios I see right now looking at the price action of Bitcoin. Now let's have a quick look at Ethereum price action. So guys, now if you look at this Ethereum price action, you know I talked about this scenario on my previous video because we were aware the price of Ethereum was repeating this whole process. I mean, before breaking here, we always had some sort of a rejection, price consolidated, and once we flipped this resistance, we had a really nice move here to the upward direction. Again, from some sort of a rejection, we had this price retracement. And if you look at this price retracement here in a weekly time frame, this price retracement ended exactly after reaching the previous temporary resistance line, which we were able to flip into support. You can see here, right? This previous temporary resistance line acted as a support. Price started again heading here towards upside. But when we were finding rejection around this price range, you can see here, right? That was around 2,700 to 2,800 range. We broke out of it. And as soon as we broke out of the resistance line, just like here, the price of Ethereum also started this new rally here to the upward direction. Got a rejection. It also looked like some sort of a double bottom type of scenario. But right now, if you look at this closely, after getting this pullback also found support at this previous temporary resistance line. You can see around this price range, just like here from past Bitcoin price action. When we had this massive pullback, this price found support at this previous temporary resistance line. So in our case, if this trend is going to continue, if we break this resistance for Ethereum in a weekly time frame, 3,900 to 4,000 range, if we flip that into support, guys, then you can see there could be another massive move for Ethereum on our way. So let's see how the weekly candles are going to develop here in the upcoming weeks for Ethereum. But now, if we look at this in a very simple way in a daily time frame, we have talked about this scenario plenty of time because we are aware this rising trend line has always been a strong line of support for Ethereum in a daily time frame. And right now where we are, this is also an exact area where we are holding our line in a daily time frame. So if the price of Ethereum in a daily time frame could remain above this rising trend line, then we are expecting the price to show a movement here in this manner. Because if you have watched my video, I was very clear that we could be forming more of a range bound type of scenario and breaking out of this resistance and a massive move continuation. Because if you look at this price structure, you can see pretty similar scenario like parallel channel. Once we flip the resistance, right, you can see here, once we flip the resistance into support, the price of Ethereum had a really nice jump here. So that's why, guys, if we do see some more range bound type of scenario playing out here, that should be absolutely fine, because I'm actually expecting some sort of a range bound and a really nice breakout towards this 4,000 price range for Ethereum. And if you look at this in a bit different way, I mean in a smaller time frame, let me show you another very interesting scenario. So guys, now what we can do is simply add this descending channel in a 4-hour time frame for Ethereum, because we can see very clearly the price here is actually making this lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern, because exactly when we came at the top of the descending channel, we saw a pullback. And right now where we are for Ethereum, we are also around this top of the channel, which could be again acting as a resistance. But what I'm actually believing is the price not to see a movement towards the bottom of the channel like this, but a movement here somehow like this, guys, and breaking it to the upside. Why? Because we can actually expect, if you look at this in a very simple way using the Fibonacci line, if this retracement is going to happen, right, if this pullback is going to happen, I am actually expecting a strong support around this 0.5 to 0.382 Fibonacci retracement area. So that is going to be around 3,300 to 3,200 price range. And why? Because if we do see this pullback happening for Ethereum around this range and finding support, right, then we can actually look this price movement in a bit different way as a inverse head and shoulder type of scenario, which we have also already talked in my previous video. So you can see, guys, this actually makes a lot of sense. If we do see a pullback around this 0.5 to 0.382, which is going to be between 3,200 to 3,300, and price finding support at that range, then we could be expecting some really nice move here towards the upper direction. And I strongly believe this resistance here will be flipped into support, and price could be starting this new move here to the upper direction. Because if that is going to happen, then you know, in a bigger time frame, you can see here, right, we could be also breaking out of this previous top area, and that is going to be a new move here for Ethereum. So these are some of the scenarios I see right now looking at the price action of Bitcoin and also price action of Ethereum. So if you enjoyed my vlog, then come on guys, hit that like button, and for those individual watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. By saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.